Come on, cut hair. This is your career. This is what you signed up for. It blows my mind that there are so many barbers in shops right now that don't want to cut hair. There's so many customers walking into shops right now feeling a type of way because the barbers in the shop are acting like they don't want to cut them. Just sitting in the chair, looking at their phone, not acknowledging them, sitting there acting like they're cleaning and stuff when they're not, walking around acting like they got an appointment. Bro, come on, man. What's wrong with us? Cut hair. You're a barber. When you're in the shop, every time you're sitting down in your chair, you are unemployed. Cut hair. What are we doing?
Can I get it one time? Let me hear your best. Barbers!
Barbers. So the other day, I posted on the gram a reel, and on the reel, I put, what is the main reason why most barbers fail? That was the question. Did you guys see it? Shout outs to everybody tapping in live. We got Chicago in the building, New Jersey, Arizona, Phoenix, Fayetteville, Belize, Reading, Pennsylvania, Houston, Texas, New Orleans, Dallas. We got Cali. We got everybody up in the building. Did y'all see this post I did the other day? It says, what is the main reason why most barbers fail? Now, the post got some really good engagement, and there were some really good comments. If you're tapped in and you're listening live, what do you think the answer to that is? Type it in the chat. What is the main reason why most barbers fail? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. I want to hear what y'all have to say about it. Simply Rec, what up, Barbers? And the reason why I put this post up is because I want barbers to be able to avoid making the common mistakes, because what you tend to find out when you're in this industry long enough is there are barbers that succeed and there are barbers that fail. The barbers that succeed do similar things. The barbers that fail do similar things. So if we could point out the things that is making it so that so many barbers are failing, then for the barbers that come across that content, they can be self-aware and look out for those things so that way they can avoid making those mistakes and give themselves better chances of success. So let's see what you guys are saying on the live chat. Your favorite local barber says inconsistency. Blur the barber says inconsistent. It's germs. No consistency. Consistency is a big thing, right? Juan Cut says no investment in themselves. The long-haired barber says lack of ambition. CJ says inconsistency. Moore says get too comfortable. Angel says not seeing the bigger plan. Serge says no discipline, lack of vision. Scared to ask for help. Blended by Marco says no dreams. No dreams big in this industry. And this is my first year in this, so I'm thinking you meant to say no dreams too big in this. Barbershop hopping, Al Marin says. Absolutely, those are all correct. And inconsistency is huge, man. Simply Rex says lack of consistency. I'd like to elaborate, because something being there from 8 to 8, 7 days a week, consistency, and it's not. Some think that being there all those days is consistency, and it's not. So inconsistency. Let's talk about that a little bit before we get into the comments on the post. You do have to be consistent, man. Like, that's the secret. In anything that you're trying to build and work towards, any goal, consistency is going to be the thing. Even with this social media stuff, right? So many people that pay attention to what I do get inspired by what I do and say, yo, Marv, I would love to do what you do one day. I would love to make content that helps barbers. I would love to do classes. I would love to sell products. I would love to do what you've been able to do in the industry, and I want to leverage social media the way you've been able to. And a lot of times, the one thing that I realize that the people who are trying to do the things that I'm doing are lacking is consistency. So many people will get inspired and they'll create a couple pieces of content in a day, or they'll be consistent for a week or two, but then after that, next thing you know, they disappear. Right? It's the same thing with barbering. Barbers will get barbering as a whole. Like, barbers will get inspired to grind and to hustle and to promote themselves, and they'll go out and they'll start a conversation up with some people for a day or two, and then after that, next thing you know, they're just back sitting in the barbershop scrolling on their phone or sitting home complaining to their significant other why they're not doing no cuts, right? Consistency is the secret. Bro, think about it this way. If you want to get in better shape, I love using fitness as an example because fitness applies to so many things in life. If you want to get in better shape, you can't go to the gym and hammer the gym for 3 days in a row and then take 3 months off and then expect to look like me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even that diesel, but you know what I mean. You can't expect to be all shredded and all built when you go to the gym 3 days in a row because you're inspired and then you take the next 3 months off. It's the same thing in everything. Consistency is the thing that so many of you guys are lacking, bro. When it comes to building as a barber, when it comes to building and growing your clientele, when it comes to getting your finances right, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to every area of your life. A lot of you guys don't even really need to learn any new information, bro. Most of y'all just need to implement the stuff you already know and be consistent. Consistency is the game, bro. And here's the thing, so many of us know it, but so many of us get caught up in everyday life that we tend to forget that consistency is what we lack. You'll find a barber that's sitting around not making no money and thinking about whether or not barbering is actually for them. They ain't got no clientele, they're struggling, and they'll say, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. And it's like, all right, bro, when's the last time you handed out a business card? When's the last time you had an interaction with somebody in the street and you offered them your services? When's the last time you posted to social media? When's the last time you invested some time into learning how to be a better overall barber, how to market yourself and promote yourself better, how to sell yourself? When's the last time you spent some time trying to educate yourself on those things? When's the last time you invested some money into yourself, bought some new equipment? Invested into going to a class or going to an event. Invested into a mentorship. You start asking people those type of questions, you start hearing crickets. It be all silent, right? So let this be a sign, bro, that for a lot of you listening, you just got to start doing the things that you know you need to do. Period. Now, yes, there is going to be information that you have to learn. That's step one. Like, you got to learn what to do and learn what not to do. But then once you acquire that information, it's on you to implement that information and then be consistent. Because as we've seen just from this chat, inconsistency is one of the main reasons why so many barbers fail. So let me pull up the content piece and let's see what they're saying in the comment section on that. We'll try to read some of the top comments. DP Cut says, you're worth me buying a badge, bro. Appreciate you. Yo, don't even buy the badge. Subscribe to my Instagram Premium. It's like $4.99 a month or something right now. Do that. That will be a lot better. I do appreciate the badge love, though. I always do. Let's see. This is a longer comment, so I'm not going to read. I'm trying to read short comments that hit. Ego. My guy, Maddie Conrad, says ego. Absolutely agree with that. Barbers get way too ahead of themselves. And barbers be getting way too ahead of themselves and be thinking that I know my worth when they ain't got no credentials to back that up. Bro, like, you have to earn your worth. If you just think you're worth something that nobody else does, there's a degree of delusion to that. You have to earn it, bro. That's one of the things that frustrates me about today's society is we just think we're entitled to be confident, that we're entitled to know our worth. That is just automatic. And it's not, bro. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. And then when you earn it, you got to be humble enough to know that there's still so much you don't know and that the ceiling can continue to raise. Ego messes up a lot of barbers, bro. I'm telling you, that puts a ceiling on things. And barbers can get so much further if they just drop their damn ego. Not being professional. Yes, that absolutely hurts barbers. They are more concerned about right now instead of thinking ahead. Facts. I was actually watching a video Chris Basio just did on his YouTube. I didn't see the whole thing. I have to go back and watch the whole thing. But he was talking about how so many barbers are so in the moment, bro. And he was saying how when he's hiring barbers, one of the biggest red flags is them asking right out the gate, what's the booth rent? What's the commission? Now, in his video, he says that's not like a deal breaker, but it is a red flag. And it's a red flag because so many barbers just can't see beyond these things that are right in front of us. So barbers will hear that the booth rent is $250 a week or the commission is $50, and they'll automatically be like, nah, bro. Not realizing that at the end of the day, what's the most important thing for us to be able to live up to our potential and to get to where we're trying to go is to put ourselves in position and in the best position to grow. And I can promise you, there are scenarios where you could put yourself in a position where, let's say, you'd be paying 50-50 commission, where on the surface, you're like, I would never pay that. But by you paying 50-50 commission, you're putting yourself in a way better position than you are paying Joe Schmo $100 a week booth rent. I mean, just think about it from the perspective of if you got an opportunity to work with somebody like Chris Basio and get to spend a lot of time around somebody like Chris Basio, and you're spending, you're on a 50-50 commission. Don't you think you're going to put yourself in a better spot to be able to really grow and achieve some of those goals that you're setting for yourself? Being around somebody like Chris Basio that's done so much in this industry than you would be to spend $100 a week booth rent working for Craig down the street at Shady Fades? Come on, bro. So us as barbers, we got to start thinking more ahead rather than thinking about the moment. It's all about delayed gratification and you understanding that you're putting yourself in a best position now to be good in the future. And it might not feel right now and you might be taking a hit now, but in the future, it's going to pay off. It's even like my social media course, right? Right now, my social media course to join costs $149. It's a one-time payment to join, right? Now, there's so many people that will look at that and maybe they're a little tight on money. They have the money, but they're a little tight on the money. So for them to spend it, it may hurt a little bit. So you want to know what 99% of barbers would do in that situation? They won't spend the money because they won't want to feel the pain of letting that money go and having to crunch it with the remaining funds because that $149 going hurts, right? That's what most barbers will do. They'll say, you know what? I'll do it in the future. I got to save up more. Money's real tight right now, right? But then there's that 1% of barbers that exists that can see beyond the moment, and they realize that by them spending $149 today and joining my course, that they then equip themselves with tools to help them make so much more money in the future because they understand that social media is powerful. Content marketing is powerful. Learning how to market and promote yourself is a skill that is worth learning. They understand that. And they know by them investing that money today that they're going to make thousands upon thousands of dollars moving forward. So they ain't scared to do it. They're willing to delay the gratification and go through the short-term pain of letting go of that $149 So that way they can crush it in the future. You understand? Like, there's people that haven't joined my course because they've been quote unquote saving, right? But the truth is they just don't want to part ways with that 149. Where you have people like this one hairstylist that joined my course. Bro, she joined my course at a time where it was $200 to join, right? She joined the course literally the same day, implemented some of the stuff that she learned in the course, and she booked a client for that week to come in for a $200 service. So she literally made her money back basically that same day. And then everything after that was profit, right? So I say all that because what I want y'all to understand is that you have to start thinking ahead and make the moves today that is going to help you get to where it is you're trying to go in the future. When you look ahead in the future, ask yourself, when you see a goal, right? Say, what is it going to take for me to get there? What do I need to learn? What do I need to know? What do I need to be good at? Right? And then make the moves today that's going to help you get there. So if you look at yourself now and you say, okay, in the future, I want to be one of the top barbers. I want to be booked up. I want to make my brand globally known. I want to expand beyond the chair. Right? That's what I want to do. Now we come back today, and you say to yourself, well, what are some of the things I need to learn how to do? Well, I got to learn how to market myself. I got to learn how to sell myself. I got to learn how to get my money right. I got to learn how to network, right? So then you figure out what are the things you need to do now so that as a year passes, 3 years pass, 5 years pass, 10 years pass, you're going to where it is you're trying to go and you get to where it is you've been wanting to get. All right? Look to the future for guidance as to what you need to do today, and look to the past to learn from the mistakes you made in the past so that you can make the smart moves today. That's why we've been given the gift to be able to see the future and see the past. Not to sit there and dwell on the future and not be present in the present moment, and not to sit there and dwell in the past and feel all guilty about some of the dumb stuff we did back in the day. That's not why we were given these tools. We were given these tools for guidance. Your future self can help guide you to where it is you're trying to go in the future, and your past self can help you learn from the mistakes you made in the past. Use those gifts you've been given accordingly. Barbers. So that way you can plan in a more effective and efficient way. All right? So let's get back to the post. What is the main reason why most barbers fail? Vibes says not being professional. I agree. So many barbers don't want to carry themselves like a professional. They carry themselves the way they want to carry themselves. That's the reason why I got into this barbering thing, so that I can just do it the way I want. Yeah, I agree with you. There is absolutely a degree of truth to that. However, at the same time, you have to carry yourself like a professional and conduct business professionally. Aldo says most don't want to learn marketing. They'll think they'll make amazing fades and people will come running. They take too long and don't realize we live in an era of immediacy and people want things for yesterday. Most don't want to learn. Aldo says most barbers don't want to learn marketing. They think they'll make amazing fades and people will come running. That's a fact, bro. It's not as simple as you getting really good at cutting hair and people just banging at your door. That's not how it works, bro. And being a barber for as long as I've been a barber now, I can't tell you how many times I've met some barbers who are absolutely phenomenal at cutting hair, who are struggling to build clientele and make money, whereas I've met other barbers who, if me and you look at their cut, we gonna be like, maybe that's not the best cut I've seen, but they're swamped, they're packed, and they're making really good money. And the biggest difference is that the barber that can cut really good is solely relying on his work speaking for himself, right? They're slow. They're solely relying on their work speaking for itself. They're hoping that when their clients go out in public, they have everybody running up to them saying, where did you get your haircut? Where did you get your haircut? Where did you get your haircut? Now, obviously, we want our work to speak for itself, but we can't solely rely on that. Whereas the barber who may not be as nice as some of these top barbers in our industry, but they understand the power of marketing themselves. So they're on social media. They're getting Google reviews. They're carrying themselves like a professional. And they're taking advantage of all the marketing tools we have. And that's why they're able to book up. Whereas a barber that may have like a phenomenal skill set struggles to build because they solely rely on their blurry fades. All right. So learn how to market yourself. Bro, you got YouTube, you got Google, you got somebody like me. I'm out here doing my best trying to teach y'all how to market yourself. Do my free content, do my YouTube, my podcast, and all my classes and courses that I got. Bro, y'all got no excuse. If you want the information to learn how to market yourself, you can come get it from me at bare minimum. But aside from me, there are people that you can find on the internet that will help you, and there are people in person that you can connect with in real life that can help you. All right, learn how to market yourself. Barbers. Another reason most barbers fail, Diego says not staying at the shop. Facts. Every time you leave the shop, you are potentially missing out on a lifelong customer, bro. And the problem is that when barbers leave the shop, they don't see that. I can't tell you how many times I've been in the shop alone, either the first one there or the last one to leave, and I cut an additional walk-in where all the other barbers weren't there, so they never seen me cutting that walk-in. Right? I can't tell you how many times I've seen barbers leave early or even leave on time from my shop, right, that work with me, and after they left, 2 walk-ins come in that I ended up taking care of. Or even scenarios where I couldn't take care of them, but 2 walk-ins came in, where if they would have stuck around just a little bit longer, they would have been able to cut those walk-ins, right? So one of the biggest mistakes so many barbers make is leaving the shop when it's slow, man, and not staying there because they're frustrated and they're discouraged. And listen, I get it. It can suck, bro. But when you're in the shop and you say that your hours are going to be 10 to 6, make sure your hours are 10 to 6, bro. Don't leave early because you're discouraged. That one person you missed out on by leaving early, that could have been a lifelong customer. And it could have been somebody that referred customer after customer to you. So you don't even realize how much you missed out on by leaving the shop an hour early and missing out on one potential walk-in. Stay in the shop, bro. Let's see. Let's read another comment or two. New barbers know everything. You can't teach them anything. And that's why so many of them fail. That's a fact, bro. You can't think you know it all ever, man. Don't fall into that trap. Just because things may be working for you, even if they're working very, very well, you can always learn more. You can learn from people older than you, and you can learn from people younger than you. Open up your mind. I get sad when I see so many OGs bashing social media, hating on it, instead of just simply accepting the fact that they don't understand how to use it, bro. If a barber can sit there and tell you word of mouth is the best form of advertisement, bro, social media is literally digital word of mouth. I'm connecting with you guys in real time, and y'all are all over the country. I can post a video today that can be seen by millions of people all over the world. And we talking about some word of mouth? Remain open-minded. Understand that you don't know it all. And you can always learn. Barbers. And then the last comment I see is they don't want to cut. There's a lot more. If you guys want to check them all out, go to my post on my page that says what is the main reason why most barbers fail. But the last one I want to talk about in this conversation is that they don't want to cut. Barbers, I understand it can be scary. I understand that you could feel very insecure when it comes to cutting a new client, a new customer for the first time. All right? But that's what's going to turn you into a beast, bro. That's what's going to help you build confidence. That's what's going to help you hone your craft, bro. That's what's going to put you in a position where you know, okay, I'm getting to the bag. Cut. Don't be the barber that runs off in the bathroom when a walk-in comes in, acting like you got to use the bathroom because you're a little intimidated. Don't be the barber that walks out to take a smoke break when you just had a smoke break 15 minutes ago. Now you need another one when a walk-in comes in. Don't be the barber that acts like you have an appointment when you don't because you're scared to cut the walk-in. Or the barber that's constantly passing them up to the other barbers. Yo, you want to take the walk-in? Yo, you want? Come on, cut hair. This is your career. This is what you signed up for. It blows my mind that there are so many barbers in shops right now that don't want to cut hair. There's so many customers walking in the shops right now feeling a type of way because the barbers in the shop are acting like they don't want to cut them. Just sitting in the chair, looking at their phone, not acknowledging them. Sitting there acting like they're cleaning and stuff when they're not. Walking around acting like they got an appointment. Bro, come on, man. What's wrong with us? Cut hair. You're a barber. When you're in the shop, every time you're sitting down in your chair, you are unemployed. Cut hair. What are we doing? Barbers. Those are just a few of the mistakes that so many of us are making and the reason why so many barbers fail.
Can I get it one time? Let me hear your best. Barbers! Can I get a Barbers? Barbers!